Today we'll discuss the third subtopic of our environment chapter, that is ozone and ozone depletion. Let's discuss the properties of ozone first. So ozone is O3, that's an allotrope of oxygen, and it's also called as trioxygen. So it is pale blue in color and it has got a pungent smell. Now ozone O3, that's very reactive and it's very good oxidizing agent, and thus it is toxic in nature. O2 is required for life, but O3 even in very small quantity equivalent to zero point 0.1 ppm can be toxic. Let's discuss the structure of O3. So in this, three oxygen atoms are bonded together by one double covalent bond and one single covalent bond. Actually these bondings are resonance in structure, that is the electron shared in the double covalent bond is delocalized, or we can say that the bonding is equivalent to 1.5 covalent bond between the oxygen atom. Now we know what is ozone. Let's discuss what is ozone layer and why it's important. We all are aware that Earth's atmosphere is divided into 5 different layers. So among these layers, in the region of stratosphere at distance of 10 to 50 kilometers, we find the ozone gas, that's also called as ozone layer. Now within the ozone layer at the distance of 20 to 30 kilometer, the major concentration, that is 95% of O3 gas is being found. Ozone is formed naturally in the air. The UV radiations received from the sun, they split the oxygen molecules into oxygen atoms. Now these free oxygen molecules and oxygen atoms, they combine together to form ozone molecule. So the reaction for formation of ozone can be written down in 3 steps. So if we'll combine these 2 steps, the oxygen atom gets cancelled on both sides and we get 3 oxygen molecules combined together to form 2 ozone molecules. Now this energy to split the oxygen molecule can also be provided by lightning, but that contributes a fraction of what ozone gas formation is there. The need of ozone layer. So we all know that sun emits EM waves. These EM waves constitutes of very harmful cosmic rays, gamma rays and X-rays. All these rays are shielded by Earth with the help of magnetic field. Now a part of rays before visible rays are ultraviolet rays. They can be broadly split into 3 main categories: UVA, UVB and UVC. So these are not being shielded by the Earth's magnetic field. So to prevent Earth from the harmful effect of UV waves, we have got ozone layer. So this ozone layer, it prevents or it absorbs the UV rays. So UVC, which is the most harmful rays, it's being absorbed completely, while UVB is absorbed 95% and UVA is absorbed 5%. These UVA rays, these are not very harmful. This can be seen by few animals and this can cause skin tanning, but for few hours, no permanent damage. UVB on the other hand, this can cause skin burn, and this is the UV rays which are required by our body to make vitamin D. UVC, which is being shielded totally by ozone layer, is the most dangerous one, and this can cause skin cancer. Let's discuss how human activities is causing depletion of life-saving ozone layer. Not to confuse, the depletion of ozone layer is not same as global warming. Depletion of ozone layer is thinning down of ozone layer due to human activities. It is more prominent in region of Antarctica. Now this thinning of ozone layer can be zeroed down to few radicals which acts as a catalyst. Those are your chlorine, bromine, hydroxyl and nitric oxide. These free radicals such as chlorine, they react with ozone molecule to form hypochlorite and oxygen molecule. Now this hypochlorite, it reacts with free oxygen atoms which were available by splitting with the help of UV rays to form chlorine atom and oxygen molecule. Now this chlorine atom is again available to split further more ozone molecules. They say that one chlorine atom can split or damage thousands of ozone molecule. So the general reaction for each radical catalyst can be taken where this Y is representing your radicals chlorine, bromine, hydroxyl, nitric oxide, and they can react with oxygen ozone molecule and split it into oxygen molecules. And if you will see, these free radicals are again available, so they are acting as a catalyst, and each free radical can damage thousands of ozone molecules. What are ozone depleting substances, or commonly called as ODS? So all those substances which can emit your free radicals of chlorine, bromine, hydroxyl, all these substances are called as ozone depleting substances. One of them is, or most common one is, chlorofluorocarbons, responsible for 80% of ozone layer damage. So these molecules, when they are being hit by UV rays, they split into two parts, emitting out a chlorine atom. This chlorine atom in atmosphere is responsible for damage of ozone layer. So all those molecules together, they all are called as ozone depleting substances. Few examples for those are CFC, that is tetrachlorofluoromethane, right? Then you have got halone, which are used in extinguishers. Then you have got CCl4, and all these are examples of ODS, or ozone depleting substances. So we have seen how ozone depletion is happening. Let's discuss what will be consequences if this ozone depletion is not stopped. So ozone prevents UV rays from entering. So on ozone depletion, more UV rays, the harmful UV rays, will enter into Earth's atmosphere. The first foremost will be the damage to the skin. So the terrestrial organisms will have skin cancer. The second, they will be affecting our eyes, causing dimming of eyes and cataract. Third, it will affect the immune system. It will weaken the immune systems. Fourth, it will cause the mutation. It will change the DNA of organisms. Fifth, and the most important one, is damage to plantation. So excessive UV rays will cause damage to plantation. This will lead to less absorption of CO2, more global warming, and in addition, it will affect the food chain. Human awareness about ozone depletion started way back in 1974, when two of the prominent scientists, Roland and Mario, they discovered that the CFC, chlorofluorocarbons, they stay in atmosphere for long, and they can emit the free radicals of chlorine, which can damage the ozone gas. Now before that, it was being thought that CFCs are heavier than air, they will remain settled near the surface and can't cause damage to ozone layer. But later on, it was discovered that the turbulent atmosphere can make the individual molecules rise to the height of 20-30 kilometers from the Earth's surface. These two scientists later in 1995 received Nobel Prize for their discovery. Based on this discovery, now it was only a discovery, it can cause damage. It is causing damage, that was not discovered yet. So no UN resolution was passed, but few of the countries, they took an initiative and they banned CFC in 1978. It was as late as in 1985 that three of the scientists of British survey team in Antarctica, they discovered a big massive ozone hole is there. Now this discovery was in 1985, but data was collected from 1976 onward. But considering the numbers were so less or diminished that they were being rejected as an error. So the scientist community never thought that ozone layer can vanish also. And it was in 1985 when they stopped rejecting the data as a falsified data, and they calculate based on the data received. They calculated the ozone concentration, and then it was an eye opener for them that ozone layer is having a big massive hole is there. In fact, this massive hole was of size of North America, and this discovery was an eye opener, scary, and this led to what we call as Montreal Protocol. After this horrifying discovery of hole in Antarctica, the massive hole in Antarctica, the countries met and they formed treaty or regulations on ODS, ozone depleting substances. This was agreed in 1987, and the treaty came in force once more than 20 countries signed it. That was in 1st January 1989. At present, this is being signed by all UN members. It's an universal treaty there. In fact, this was the first treaty which was universally accepted. This treaty is to phase out the ozone depleting substances, and it's being different for different ODS. That is, few ODS to be phased out by 1996 by developed countries, and by 2010 by developing countries. After Montreal Protocol was adopted, the first meeting was held in Helsinki, Finland. And in the first meeting itself, all the countries agreed upon to phase out CFC and halos instead of 2010 by 2000 itself. The Montreal Protocol is the most successful universally accepted protocol via UN. And to celebrate the success of Montreal Protocol, 16th September, the day on which it was adopted, is celebrated as World Ozone Day. That's all for today. Do write in comment section how helpful was today's lecture.